So we got a problem here, and that problem is commentary YouTubers. Now, as you can see, Soggy Cereal, a very popular commentary YouTuber, by the way, made a video talking about slop content ruining YouTube. And this ties back into Mr. Beast. This ties into Dogpack404, the person who has been exposing Mr. Beast for these heinous things that he's been doing, allegedly, and a bunch of other things. And ultimately, Soggy Cereal is on Mr. Beast's side. This is the first commentary YouTuber that I have seen on the entire internet actually take Mr. Beast's side. And according to himself, it is because of the research that he has done. I'm going to lay out all of the facts today, so make sure to comment what you really think, and we'll get to my opinion at the end as well. Here is the story. Dogpack404 creates a video that is ginormous. A ginormous video in which the likes we've never seen talking about Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is just a terrible guy in this Dogpack404 situation. And he has fired Dogpack404 for whatever reason. Whatever reason, he's fired Dogpack404. And so he makes 3 videos after getting fired. That's a bad thing to do. Because obviously, you know, Mr. Beast is the top of YouTube. He's the greatest thing ever on YouTube. He is the most subscribed to channel. He is the most everything. He prints money for YouTube, bro. Realistically, he prints money. He makes millions on millions on millions, probably even billions of dollars for YouTube yearly. Not yearly, but over the course of his time at YouTube or working with YouTube. And so Mr. Beast getting called out was something that caught the world by storm. So we have 3 videos here from Dogpack. All very long videos, 50 minutes, and then 30 minutes. And these are giant, like, myth-busting videos, like figuring out why Mr. Beast is bad, that Mr. Beast has done a bunch of bad things. He's faking content. He's doing so many things that are just absolutely ridiculous. And so obviously there's a lot of YouTubers that caught on to this. One being a channel called More Pegasus. And you don't have to scroll very far down under his videos to see that he has made a lot of videos about Mr. Beast and a lot of videos about KSI and Logan Paul and all of the Lunchley situations and all these crazy situations that have been going on over the past couple of months. I mean, it really feels like every month there's a new ginormous controversy that takes over the entirety of YouTube for an entire month. And it's really insane. I feel like commentary YouTubers didn't have that much to talk about before. They were kind of like trying to find stuff to talk about. But in the case of Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and KSI, they are actively giving people so much fuel for just to fire at them. I mean, they can just shred Mr. Beast's reputation with all of the fuel that Dogpack404 has given them. But basically, what Soggy Cereal allegedly says in this video is that Mr. Beast exposer, Dogpack404, is not so much of a good guy. And he says that he's not so much of a good guy in a couple of ways. He says that, first off, Dogpack404 is being extremely misleading with his evidence that he has against Mr. Beast, which is a fair point to be made, considering Dogpack404 is quite literally a disgruntled employee. Not to put him down, but he is a employee that got fired from the company, so he has lots of reason to just slander Mr. Beast. With that being said, Dogpack404 has also been taking the right steps as well. He's not monetized. He is not trying to just slander Mr. Beast for no reason. He's showing real proof, real authentic proof that Mr. Beast is not so much of a great guy. And that's a good thing, and that has kept him from criticism thus far. But Soggy Cereal, just around the halfway point of his video, at about 8 minutes, he says this. Let's go ahead and watch it.
You don't do any research, because if you had just reached out to any actual Mr. Beast employees, you'd know the head of safety made them get off of the raft for about an hour for their own safety, because there was a lightning storm. And as much as...
Now, real quick, I do want to talk about this. This is talking about the 7 days stranded at sea that Mr. Beast video that he created, in which he was not 7 days stranded at sea. He did have a huge corporation, or not corporation, but basically a yacht that was a content yacht. It was able to film him. It was able to record him. It was able to be a resting point if they actually needed it. If something tragic happened, they were able to get on this yacht and be fine. That's basically how a lot of things work with Mr. Beast. There's always a escape somehow from the challenge, which is going to protect him legally as well as just protect him from getting hurt or killed in this situation. He's stranded at sea. There could be a shark that just kills him. I don't know. Who really knows? I'm not a sea expert. You think I'm a sea marine biologist? I don't know. But basically, he does get off of the raft that they were on, gets on this yacht, and they stay on it for about an hour. Now, in my personal opinion, this is, again, an opinion I'm going to insert real quick. It's almost like when you tell your parents, or when your parents tell you that they won't be as mad at you if you tell the truth. Mr. Beast did not tell us the truth on the 7 days stranded at sea. He did not publicly state during the video that he was also getting off and getting on a yacht at a certain point, which is kind of disrespectful, and it definitely makes me more angry that he didn't tell us. Am I angry that he prioritized his life over a stupid YouTube video? Absolutely. Life is way more important than money or fame or anything. But ultimately, I wish he would have told us. I wish he would have told us, and I wish he would have explained that. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of people are still mad about anyways. Continuing, though.
I'd want to go into more detail about how Dogpack has intelligently manipulated the minds of millions of people by building fake credibility with lies to the point that he can now make any statement whatsoever, with the only proof being that he got anonymous messages from Mr. Beast employees,
which is definitely something that I want to talk about real fast. Anonymous messages are something that is very interesting, because on one hand, you have anonymous messages that you can say, oh my gosh, this is like a real whistleblower. This is somebody who really actually cared enough, but they can't go public because of legal reasons. But on another hand, you also have the situation in which anonymous messages could literally just be made up. That could literally fully be made up. And so do we really take Dogpack's credibility when we know that he did lie about that situation? Or do we think that Dogpack, instead of lying, he just stretched the truth, just in the same way that Mr. Beast stretched the truth when he was filming that video and decided not to tell us? Ultimately, in this situation, we have somebody who stretches the truth versus somebody who stretches the truth. That's not an opinion. They are stretching the truth. I don't think they're indirectly lying. I have never seen a lie be fully proven by Dogpack that Dogpack has said. That's not a full lie. It's always stretching. Mr. Beast, it's never a full lie. He didn't lie that he was stranded 7 days at sea, but he also had a super yacht right next to him. That's not a lie. He is technically stranded at sea. Somebody would have to come and fly him in a helicopter to actually pick him up. But also, it's not the truth either. Stranded at sea sounds a lot worse than what it actually is. Continuing, though.
Doesn't prove anything when you lie about most of your other claims. But that's for another video. Because, as George Washington once said, before curing the disease, you first have to stop its spread.
So continuing, Soggy Cereal goes more into slop channels, but I want to look at Dogpack 404's response, which has almost exclusively been on Twitter thus far. And Soggy Cereal has also not responded to any of these responses before we say anything. Soggy Cereal has not had a chance to respond by this stuff. He's also followed by Mr. Beast. So clearly Mr. Beast and him have some type of coordination in this. I should have been followed to him. I've watched him for a while. I do think that Soggy Cereal is a good source of information on 99% of things, okay? I think people can have bad takes, and I think that there's a possibility, and I'll let you decide, that he might have had a bad take. Let's talk about Dogpack 404 here. So this is Dogpack 404's channel, his Twitter account, not channel, and he posted basically exclusively about this since the past couple of days. It's a pretty crazy thing for sure. But let's go ahead and click on the ones that are the most important. So, reading here, Soggy Cereal tries to cook me for pushing false allegations, which I've addressed. He pushes this anonymous screenshot, presumably from a current Mr. Beast employee, as a fact. Let's read this real fast before we continue. So basically, there's a higher up that Soggy Cereal posted that basically said why Dogpack 404 got fired and how he was still on trial period during that time. He was being disrespectful towards his manager. He told the prep meal chef that the food was SHIT and they should cook better. They should do a 100 boobs transplant video and just stuff that creeped out coworkers. He also told them that they had to buy a Apple Vision Pro for him or he was going to go public with not getting paid for things correctly. He drove to Greenville instead of flying to Greenville, which was something that was not in his thing. And there's just a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff here, and it's pretty damning. I won't lie. If it's true, I mean, Dogpack 404's credibility would go down the tank. Now, with that being said, Dogpack 404 also is still speaking facts. Just because he is a bad person, it doesn't mean that he cannot speak facts. And it seems as if he is speaking facts in this case. Continuing, though, he went behind the higher-ups and managers to say that he drove there and didn't use any company funds, and he needs a Apple Vision Pro or he's going to quit. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a big thing about this Apple Vision Pro gate, where basically Dawson or Dogpack 404 demanded an Apple Vision Pro because he drove to Greenville, which, I mean, is kind of weird. I think personally, or not personally, but I don't know about relocating for work that much. I've never had to relocate for work. I always work at my own house or in an office, you know, like it doesn't make sense that you wouldn't, you know, it doesn't make sense that you would get paid for commuting to this new state. Now, you might get a good, you know, increase in money, and that's why you would move for a job, but it doesn't make sense that you would also get paid to move for a job. That would be something that, and in my opinion, you know, Mr. Beast was doing above and beyond even. So demanding that may be a little bit weird, but also I think after seeing the Apple Vision Pro video, which I couldn't find for this video for whatever reason, I just couldn't find it, bro. He basically was not doing anything other than joking, which is a trend with Dogpack 404. He likes to make sarcastic jokes. Continuing, though, I literally told the prep meal chef the food was shit. This is a blatant lie. Did you think to maybe reach out to Andy, the prep meal chef, to ask him about this? Is there any evidence of these claims? Again, hey, you want to say I'm using anonymous messages? So are you. I did have some ideas for breast cancer awareness since I was told to come up with viral philanthropy ideas, but painting them as creepy, really? This is extremely tame compared to what Jimmy and Ava were putting in the work group chats, sometimes with minors, which is also fair. Jimmy, or Mr. Beast, and Ava, or better known as Chris, is someone who have been shown to say some things that are a little bit inappropriate in certain situations, which, to be fair, does make sense. Care to mention anything about those messages, Soggy Cereal? I mean, if we're criticizing the idea for breast cancer awareness video, look at Mr. Beast's most recent TikTok. It refers to a viral meme about an innovative blowjob technique. He's talking about hawking the tua. The video is targeted at children. My idea was targeted at my male manager. Also, he conveniently doesn't show the video where Mac is referred to as a contestant while he was actually working at the company. Total hypocrisy. He's referring to the portion of the video that I actually skipped through, talking about Mac and talking specifically about how Mac says he's going to give the money to his friends and his people beside him that are not necessarily himself. He said he's not going to pocket the money himself. But continuing, this contestant, not friend, not employee,
$1,000 death trap, which is just one of many traps we built. And for every trap this contestant survived.
This contestant, that's very interesting wording. I understand. I don't think Mr. Beast was trying to mislead, again, stretching the truth. Not friend, not employee. They were clearly trying to frame it as a random person, that this wasn't part of his compensation. How did the guy who called Eric out for faking videos defending Mr. Beast? I'd love to see you try to defend him for faking philanthropy. Now, if you don't know about faking philanthropy, there's a couple things that have popped up all over the internet talking about Mr. Beast specifically faking philanthropy. And that's a terrible thing. It was a video by Rosanna Pansino, who is a cooking creator. There is a whole video on this, and I could get into this drama entirely separate because it is a huge drama that I honestly could spend 30 minutes on. Genuinely. I could pull a More Pegasus and literally make like 5 videos about this situation. But continuing, not dissing on More Pegasus, but continuing, here we go. Pretty ironic that this whole video is slop itself and stolen from another YouTuber. He literally just repeated the same points and even the same thumbnail. Now, with this being said, there is a trend on YouTube talking about slop. A lot of people have talked about slop on YouTube, and they use this specific word. Honestly, I might even argue that a Soggy Cereal himself would consider my content slop to a certain degree, where I'm doing more like TLDR type content, where I am explaining the situation in a little bit shorter, more digestible situation. Continuing, Dogpack404 on the side said, yup, what are the odds he randomly used the exact same picture of Moist Critical, the same yellow text YouTube situation is, lived long enough to become the villain, I guess. And this is, again, his... this is actually Soggy Cereal responding in the replies, which I didn't mention. He hasn't made a public post about it, but he has made a couple things responding to what currently happened. So he's basically retweeting his responses and his multiple things where he has quotes of him not copying people. It's just kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Ultimately, Dogpack404, when he does have points, he is refuted well by Soggy Cereal. He is refuted well, and ultimately, it doesn't take much more than just his simple video to point out that Dogpack404 does have some issues. And the reason I'm really even making this video is to point out entirely that Dogpack404 is not necessarily the person that everybody thought he was. It seems as if he's not the person that everybody thought he was. And I don't think that Soggy Cereal has everything 100% right, but I do believe that Dogpack is not a perfect person. Neither is anybody, though. Neither is anybody. Is anybody really a perfect person? When we're looking at the context of this entire situation, because this video is running long, I just don't think Dogpack is a terrible guy. I don't think Soggy Cereal is a terrible guy. I think they're both guys that are trying to make content on YouTube, and they're both in the commentary segment. So, of course, they're going to hate each other because they're making the same content, basically. It's literally the same content with different shapes, okay? So, Soggy Cereal talks about Mr. Beast drama. Dogpack talks about Mr. Beast drama. They're both talking about the same damn thing, but they have different opinions. And I think ultimately, commentary YouTubers calling other commentary YouTubers slop is kind of ridiculous. I personally do not watch certain commentary YouTubers because I know for a fact that it is going to be a boring topic. They're not going to show me any facts. They're not going to show me anything. And it's just going to be them talking about the same damn thing that they talked about in the last video. One reason why I purposefully have avoided covering Mr. Beast topics for the most part in general. I mean, there's so many things you could actually talk about Mr. Beast. I watched a video. That's different. But there's so many things you could genuinely talk about with Mr. Beast dramas. But instead of doing that, I reacted to his content. I thought it was interesting. Or I did TLDRs explaining other people's videos and summing them up in, 10 minutes rather than sitting there for 50 minutes to an hour watching these videos and watching these slop content creators. They are making content. It is getting clicks. They are providing value to whoever is watching it, even if it's just entertainment value. I think calling other content slop is just kind of ridiculous. There's certain content that, is illegal, or certain content that is just bad for people. But in the case of this slop content, they're getting entertained. So what if they're restating the same thing? Let them do it. Let them do it. This whole slop content is stupid. Dogpack404 and Soggy Cereal just need to make up and just go under the bleachers somewhere and share a little hug, okay? And we'll make it all better. I don't know if you guys got anything from this video. That I feel like this is way too long, but hopefully I explained the situation as much, or at least got you interested enough to watch something else. Everybody spread Jesus' love. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you later.